Good morning, everybody. I'm Lieutenant Greg. Welcome to the Muscatine Today Show at the one and only Big Hy-Vee store here in Muscatine, 2nd Ave. We're having a great day today here, and I just want to first of all thank the show sponsors. Real quick, Hy-Vee, of course, Unity Point, Trinity Muscatine, Muscatine Power and Water, Becky Insurance, Toyota of Muscatine, Revo Plumbing and Heating, Impact Fitness and Nutrition, Suntan City, and there's more, Lutheran Living Senior Campus, Impact Life Blood Center, and Harper's Cycling and Fitness. So thank you to all the show sponsors that make this a great show. It's a great thing we have in Muscatine to let you all know what's happening, not only here at Hy-Vee, but around the Muscatine community. So thank you to all the show sponsors for making this possible. So we just want to go through real quick little things we have going on in town, some things planned you'll find in the Discover Muscatine newspaper. We have the vaccine and licensing clinic hosted here at the Salvation Army, not here, but at the Salvation Army on April 30th. Down there, it's, let's see, April 8th, the Muscatine Humane Society held a low-cost vaccination, microchip, and identification clinic at the Salvation Army. So April 30th is the next one. You can find more information on that on the Discover Muscatine website and the Discover Muscatine. So check out the Discover Muscatine website for all the stories, all the latest happenings in and around Muscatine. But I just want to get right to it today, introduce our guest we have. We have the one and only Amy Hessel from the YMCA.
Hello.
Hi. So what's happening?
Oh, you know, one thing for sure is that we're always busy at the Y, right? There's always something going on. There's always something that we're plugging, that we're trying to get going. So we are just a week and a half away from our annual Wine and Dine Event, and
nice.
Which is super exciting. I love this event, and it's the great thing about it is an adult fundraiser that to help raise funds for our youth and teen programs. So, so April 23rd is that Wine and Dine, and we have just a few tickets left. We have about 10 tickets left. I might be adding just a few more.
10 tickets.
10. But we also, one of the things that we need is we need things for our raffles, for our silent auction. So if you're sitting there and you're like, oh, I can't really go to the Wine and Dine, but I want to support our youth and teens at the Y, like how can I do that? So we do what we call surprise boxes. And so in those is like gift certificates and gift cards.
Nice.
There might be some homemade jewelry in them. There might be some home living signs.
Okay. So some good surprises in these boxes.
Yes, every box is a winner. And so that is how one of the things, and it doesn't matter if I have only 25, 50 of them. I had 75 last year, and they are gone before if you're the last people to show up, you won't get any.
So get your tickets, get there early to get these surprise boxes.
Yes,
some good things in those.
yes. And I mean, we have like a $100 gift card to Rhythm City Casino is one of those things in the surprise boxes, and $50 gift cards from Quickstar. So, you know, you can get something as a deck of cards and a day pass to the Y, all the way to that $100 gift certificate.
Wow.
But we also have some great silent auction stuff coming up, so I'm super excited.
Those are always fun. Silent auctions are always fun to go around and see like what's there, who's bidding.
And who's bidding, because, you know, it's always fun. I'm like, oh, dude, that shouldn't go that low. And of course, it's the Wine and Dine, so you've had a little bit to drink. Oh, that shouldn't go that low. And then,
Absolutely.
One of the big things we have for the Wine and Dine for silent auction is a package for golf at Riverside. And I had no idea that golf was so expensive.
Right.
I mean, these packages are over $200
and
for
it's
two
springtime,
people.
like it's time to golf again. So those golfers, this is a good thing to go and check out.
Yes, it enjoys a cart and the round of play. So, you know, those are some silent auction items worth coming out to be part of.
Right.
So that is April 23rd, and also want to make sure that we thank the people who are helping us put that on. And so Skinnies, Boonies, Proof Social, and the Wine Bar are all helping us do the food, helping with the wine, and and serving, because it is a 5-course meal.
5-course meal.
And each one is paired with a wine or approved social drink,
Right.
so cocktail. So
What a great community we have. All these people like stepping up and just
Yes,
helping to put this
yes.
great event on.
I'm super excited about the menu because, like with the wine bar, Teresa does a lot of stuff, serving, catering for
Yeah.
things that are happening there. And then you you combine with skinnies and you combine with boonies. We got some really good food coming up.
Oh my goodness,
And so I'm super
absolutely.
excited because the food is always good. The music, we have live music.
Who's doing the live music?
So my friend Paul Freer,
Okay.
he does this every year for us. This is I think our 8th year, and so
Nice.
6 years. Yeah, 6th year. So sorry, but he's done. Oh, 8th is right. I was right the first time. Sorry, I'm trying to count chefs.
It's early on Monday morning, so you're
I'm
good.
counting chefs.
You're good.
But he has done it, and he's pretty much, he wants to be music.
So what kind of style of music is it?
It's acoustic. I mean, it's guitar and him up there
So it's
singing.
like feel good, kind of
Yes.
like you go into this Wine and Dine event and get to support great things.
And he's not much of a country guy, but he always does a few for me when he make a few requests at the
Nice.
going into the what do you want me to prepare? So he's very good, just low key. So it's the 5-course meal, the music, and of course the wine and the drinks. So and it's just what I love about this too is it doesn't matter. Like we'll have 40 to 50 people there, and you'll come in your groups of 2 to 6 or however it works out, and then you get kind of in this small area, and it just works out that everybody has a great time. They're sitting with people they don't know, and
I was gonna say I've seen pictures of all your events, and it never fails. It always seems like you guys have the best time ever at any
We do.
YMCA that you guys have. And I was able to go to one this last spring, really.
right.
And it was so much fun, the event that I went to. I'll let you talk about that, but yeah, this sounds like a great event
It
to
is
go.
a great
And
night.
No, you're supporting a great, who doesn't want our teens and youth in Muscatine community to have great things to do? And
Yes.
the Y facility is beautiful, and
We're very proud of it.
yes, as you should be.
And so like the next thing we want to talk about was like our middle school programs, which is really one of the big things that this Wine and Dine will go. We have about 80 hours of free programming a month
Yes.
for middle schoolers. And
80 hours?
80 hours a month. In the
Wow.
summer we have more.
Wow.
And they're all free, or 99% of them are free. And they don't have to have a membership. So you can come and do any of our middle school programs, from our art classes to our leadership programs.
That's so cool.
STEM has really been a lot of fun. So we do science battles.
Yes.
And we're taking some of that fun stuff. We're doing for the summer, we're trying to come up with some new things and that. So I always get it. Rube Goldberg.
Okay.
Do you know that name?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
builds those
Absolutely.
contraptions that, like the domino reactions
Yep.
and stuff. So we are actually taking Lego reactions and the Rube Goldberg stuff and making it a program this summer.
Wow.
And so
I wish I was a kid that could go to that.
you
That's
can come.
awesome.
You don't have to be a
I'll
kid.
bring some of our kids over to
Yes,
experience
yes.
this.
So that's gonna be like a weekly thing.
You have to come on the show and like show that.
Yes, yeah. So I'm super excited about that. It's like we really try to take things that are like my staff who are going to be putting out there what they find fun and what they're good at. And so of course Chris, this is his thing, and but also our card club is a big draw.
Tell me about that. What's your card club?
So a lot of times they're playing Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic of the Gathering. Some kids just come in and we have the 5-minute battles, and so it really is like, if you haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh or you haven't played Magic of the Gathering, you can come. Pokemon, yes.
Okay.
You can come in. Chris knows all of the rules of these things, and so he can help get you started. And I love
That's
that
so
the kids.
cool.
I love the
And it's
kids
free.
share their cards with other kids who maybe don't have them, and they teach them how to play. And it really is. I mean, but again, that's when we utilize the talents and the strengths and the interest of our staff to build programs that. And Card Club is one of those that we bring in. We have a day for just our middle schoolers, and we have a day for like all ages. So we have some younger kids come in too, and then some older, high school kids that come in too to to do the card club.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's been a very interesting kind of, it's something I can't do. I've tried, they try to teach me like the 5-minute battles, and I'm like.
My son tried to teach me the Pokemon board game.
Right.
And I just got lost like the first 30 seconds. I'm like, you know what? I'll watch you play, because I couldn't figure it out.
But you know, my son is 19, and he has like a bajillion Pokemon cards and stuff, but he won't let me get rid of them. I'm like, you haven't touched them in like 4 years.
They're very valuable.
I just want to get rid of them, by donating them to the Y is how I want to get rid of them. And he's like, don't touch them. And I'm like, you haven't touched them in 2 years.
There's some very pricey cards, some valuable cards.
Yes, I know. But it doesn't make any sense for me to have them sitting here.
When there's kids that could be using
but don't touch them. Like, maybe I can get rid of him when he comes home from college this summer. We can decide that he'll.
Talk to him. It's like Andy relinquishing his toys to the next. Have you seen Toy Story 3?
Right, yes.
And Andy passing down the toys to the next little girl and her family there.
So you know, all of these things, like we said, the Wine and Dine really supports all of those things, and you don't have to have a membership, and that's what people, I think, forget. When we built the addition to the Y and we did all that remodeling, one of the most important things that we did was we made sure that teen center was in an area where you could just come in and go to it.
Nice.
You don't have to check in, you don't have to, you know, so you can come and be in the teen center, you can come and be with staff. We have staff there.
And it's a safe place. It's a safe place for kids to go.
From 4 to 7, we have staff doing teen center activities. And so we have, you know, a list of things that go on until like 5, and then Chris is typically there until 7 to, you know, we have card club a couple of those nights that go a little longer, but just to be there, to have chats, to do some group strength, you know, or, you know, some group choice stuff and that. So we really do want to make sure that kids have and it's beyond playing basketball. So if you have a membership and you just want to go play basketball, you can still do all of those things, but we want to make sure that kids have another place to go.
You shared with me something before the show started, and I probably should have told you I was going to ask you.
Oh.
Would you? Because it was so great, and you can. When you talked to me before the show, I could really feel your passion and your commitment to helping the kids in Muscatine communities have what they need. So tell me if you don't mind. If you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. But if you don't mind, share with me what you shared, or share with them what you shared with me.
Okay, so, you know, we've always talked about just giving kids the tools, and one of the things that everything that we do focus on giving kids those things that they need to succeed, and it's those life skills, empathy, responsibility, emotion management. But I was going through a training, and this lady that was doing the training really found my why, like really threw my passion and everything into my why I do what I do. And she says, imagine a world where all the kids had the tools to fulfill their destiny. And I was just like,
I really did.
And it comes down to, it's not about like, are we the best athlete? Are we the best? But it's, do we have those things, those character things, those life skill things? You know, we have to learn to control, we have to have empathy, we have to learn to control our management, we have to be able to figure out how to build relationships. Yeah. And none of those other things happen without building relationships. Right. And that is what we do at the Y all the time. Whether you're Silver Sneakers or coming in for youth programs, it's about building relationships, and then all of those other pieces kind of come into play.
So there's the motivation behind the person that you see. Like, her heart is in the right spot. Her drive is there. She wants to make sure that our kids, my kids, your kids, have what they need to succeed, and that succeed in all areas of life.
And it's different for every kid.
It is.
You know, which seems to be like, oh, just do that. And like, no, it has to be. That's why we have so many different things too, is because every kid kind of finds what's important to them. You know, it's like, oh, I really, really like art. So we get them in for that art factory, and then they find out they really like the staff, or they really like this, and then they come back for some more.
Yeah, they connect with somebody who just takes interest in them.
Yes.
And wants to help them grow and build their abilities. And it's just, I like hearing that. That gave me goosebumps, because that's how we feel too. So what else do you got going on? So, of course, we have our Summer Kids Club program, which is our licensed childcare program. I like to still tell people that we do this, right? Yeah, even though we're full and on a waiting list. Some of those kids could drop off for whatever reason.
They could, yep. But there's other opportunities for people to get involved. We need guest speakers. So if you have a hobby or a skill that you want to share with the kids for like an hour, hour and a half, or a couple times throughout the summer, we had a couple come out and do, was metal detecting last summer.
That is the coolest thing. I follow their page.
Yes, so they came out, and their child is in our program, but they came out and they did a program, and the kids loved it, and so it's something like that. So those hobbies that you're hiding.
Yes, those things you can find underground with the metal detector are amazing.
And they're great for the kids to be exposed to that, right? Like most kids wouldn't even know that that's a thing that you can make, make a hobby and make a lifelong skill out of that. And it's just, we all have to find those things too that make us happy.
Absolutely.
And for this couple, they love to do this, and they love to give back to the community the people that they're working with, so that so they found something that is exciting to them. And so, if you have something like that, we want you to share it with our kiddos.
Absolutely.
And guest speakers, any of those things. And of course, since you're sitting here next to me, we have to talk about the lip sync battle. Because you need to start getting this on your calendar and start practicing.
And go, because it is fun. I jumped into the last minute. I didn't even know what I was getting into. I put $10 in the jar. You were standing there, so I dropped $10 in.
And you're like, now you're doing it.
Now you got to lip sync. And for some reason, it didn't compute in my head that I know what lip syncing is,
Yeah.
But for some reason, I thought I had to actually sing. So I'm freaking out, going, oh my gosh, I got to sing? And Tony's like, no, dude.
You pretend to sing.
You pretend to sing. Oh, so me and Tara Riggin did it, and we had so much fun.
Yes, Tara is always fun and a huge supporter of our lip sync battle. Her and Lily come out every year, and so the lip sync battle is in June, and it's June 14th, a Tuesday evening at the Brew. And not only do we do the entertainment, we need you to jump up on the stage and help us out, but 20% of the sales that night from the Brew will go to our youth and teen programs. So
I'm telling you, I just sit back and I listen to these things, and I'm just so in awe of how awesome people are in this community, how awesome you are, and the things you things you really take time and you intentionally, I shouldn't say throw together, because you intentionally take time to put these great programs together, and there's people like the Brew, like Avenue Subs, that same family, that just support things so well.
Yeah, and none of these things, like any of these things that we've talked about, the Wine and Dine and the lip sync battle, can be done without the support of the community, whether it's giving us the space, giving us the donations, helping with any of that stuff. The lip sync battle is one of those that I just enjoy. And what I love is that everybody can do it, right? I cannot sing a lick.
You and your husband rock it, though. I was sitting there just like, wow, you did so good.
And I really am not one who likes to get up on stage. Like, I would love to fill our lineup this year so that I don't have to. But I really just love dressing up, though.
It's so great. You and your husband were so perfect at it. It was so
awesome. Love to dress up. So, like ordering things on Amazon to make me look like Cher is a lot of fun.
It was great.
So, last year's Katy Perry, I've been racking my brain, though, on what song to do. And so I'm still trying to figure this out, right? I would love if I could get some of my kids club families to do come in and do We Are the World. Wouldn't that be awesome?
That'd be cool.
If we could get some of those kids together and maybe
little Michael,
Yeah.
That'd be so awesome.
I'm like, most people are probably sitting at home going, We Are the World? What? And I'm like, I am a little older.
That's a classic song, though. Lionel Richie. I mean, there's a bunch of different artists that.
If I could get some to do that, right? I'm trying to get my husband to do Monster with Rihanna and Eminem.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I already know my lines. It's all good. I know my lines. And you get to wear a straight jacket. How much fun wouldn't that be?
Yeah.
He's totally not into it.
I'm telling you, if you've not been out to the lip sync battle, make all the events the ones you go to, but specifically, this event is a ton of fun. And last year, the weather was perfect.
Yes.
Was it not?
It was.
I drove by not even thinking about it, and I was like, oh, I know what this is. And I turned around and I parked and walked across the street. And it was worth going.
You were fantastic. Well, of course, Sarah is fantastic too. So yeah, she's a
hoot and a half. We did ABC, I think, by the Jackson 5. I think it was what it was. It was so much fun. It was so much fun.
So if you are sitting there going, you know what, I want to get in and all this fun, we also have some positions available at the Y. So we're doing some hiring right now, and one of those things that we're hiring for is our youth and teen programs. So we need some people to do some summer programming with our middle schoolers. An ideal candidate would be someone who is also sticking around and is around to stay with us after school, because of course connections and building relationships is important. So, but we're also hiring lifeguards. We're hiring for the Welcome Center and building supervisors. And I may have a few spots left in Kids Club, but I actually have been pretty fortunate to get some really good staff to come in.
You have very quality programs.
Thank
when
you.
I went to tour, when I first got to Muscatine, it was just, if we didn't have programs similar, my kids would be at the YMCA. We didn't have programs ourselves. But I mean, I was just very impressed with how quality they are. And you really do, you're intentional about your programming and what you teach, and you're very passionate about what they do there. So it's just, I mean, it's great to watch as another organization, to watch how passionate you guys are at the YMCA, and a great staff too.
And we actually feel the same way about Salvation Army. You know, there's a reason why I ring bells every year, or bring kids out to ring bells every year, and support all of those things. They share what you're doing and stuff like that too. So
we are. I mean, we're together in this. We together want to make sure, really everyone, but specifically our children and youth, have good quality programming to go to, and that when they get older, they can look back and say, I wasn't just left out on the streets as a kid. I got to go to great places like the YMCA and learn really cool things from really great people like yourself. You know? So it's really great what you guys do. I'm looking at this here, and super sitters. Well, tell me about super sitters, because I know we always look for, okay, if we want to go out and take a night out, don't you guys do something like that where you have super?
So we actually have our kids' night out, which run through the school year. We're done for now until the fall.
Okay.
So on Saturday night, once a month or so, we do a kids' night out. But the Super Sitters class is a class for our 11 to 14-year-olds to learn about babysitting and
Very
to get
important stuff too.
Yeah. So we talk about first aid and CPR. We talk about care and handling of kiddos, and just the importance of being in the moment, putting those phones away when you're with the kids, and being engaged with them, and not just there clicking on your phone and watching TV, but actually being engaged with the kids. And we do, one of my favorite parts of the day is kind of talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. So talk to me about those sitters that you've had in your life, why they were good. And then we talk about why somebody was not as well.
And kids know. Kids will tell you.
And I said, when I teach this class again in a few years, you are going to be the babysitters they're talking about. So let's make sure that we're always on this side. We're on the side that makes you a good babysitter and all of that. So
that's cool. And I think it's even good for families that have older kids and younger kids. I mean, it's good to send older kids to it to just learn.
Right. And I always say too, it's not just about babysitting, but if you're someone who is going to start staying home alone a little bit more, the Super Sitters class is actually good for that too. Just to kind of help with all of, like, what am I going to do in an emergency? What do I need to do? What's going to be going on around the house if I'm home by myself?
Right.
So
Absolutely. Well, cool. Is there anything else that you want to talk about before we get into some fun stuff?
The fun stuff? I'm going to keep talking, so then they shut us down before we have to do the fun stuff.
Well, today, I'll tell you, today is National Licorice Day.
Oh.
It's also National Grilled Cheese Day.
Oh, well, you know what? I was craving a grilled cheese last night.
Half of it's for you.
I don't eat on camera.
Oh, I eat on camera. I ain't got no shame in eating on camera.
It took me almost 40 years of my life to decide that I would eat a chicken wing in public.
What?
But my life is much more fulfilled now that I will eat them in public.
I mean, I hear you, because chicken wings are just like, you can't eat a chicken wing and eat it like neat.
No.
They're messy.
No, you have to be able to do it, right?
You gotta just get all up in there with it.
But I'm much more happier in my life now.
Right.
Like, I found pickleball and chicken wings in public, and my life is
You've
fulfilled.
heard it from the woman herself. Pickleball and chicken wings will make your life fulfilled. And you'll be happy, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a bite just because they made it. I don't want to go to waste. And it's National. I almost call it cheesecake. It's National Grilled Cheese Day.
Oh. See exactly why I don't eat on TV or on camera.
Yeah. All right. Well. and take a drink. It's good.
It looks good.
It's good.
It's perfectly browned.
I'm sure when it was nice and warm, it's been sitting out for a few minutes. It was probably like ready to go, but.
Mine always, I get distracted at home and then I'm like, shoot, and the side is dark, and then you just put that one down so the kids don't know that you burnt it a little bit.
My favorite fall, like lazy Saturday, Sunday afternoon meal is grilled cheese and tomato soup.
Tomato soup.
It's just so good. I mean, it's pretty delicious, pretty delicious. So they also have some, I'll move this out of the way. I won't get to the game yet, but how cool is this? So, selfie, right? Let me take a selfie. Look at this Easter bunny.
I probably need that.
Isn't that awesome? It's a selfie Easter bunny.
So now that I'm a grandma, I even take more selfies, right? Because he can't fight me yet.
Who would have thought like 20 years ago, like selfies would even be a thing? But now they have Easter bunny selfies, man. Like, look at this. I'm gonna have to buy one for Grace because she is all about her little iPod that she thinks is a phone. She's like, Dad, you have my phone charger? I'm like, well, first of all, you don't have a phone. You have an iPod. And of course, it's Easter. What do you guys think coming up for Easter? Like Easter programming or Easter egg hunts or anything like that? You guys?
So we support so tonight, actually, our girls and boys groups, our teen leaders group is going to be filling 1,000 eggs to donate to the special needs Easter egg hunt. So nice. We have supported that every year for a very long time, like about 1,000 Easter eggs today, so that they will go to that Easter egg hunt. So we don't do our own. We know that there's a bunch of people in the community that are doing them, so we will support what
So not only do your kids have a great place to go, if you want them to learn how to give back and how to just think about others, like this is a great way, a great opportunity to do that. And you might not think that filling an Easter egg is like something important, but watch the joy on a little girl's face that's dressed in her Easter, attire, running around picking up stuffed Easter eggs. Those are memories made.
Yes, absolutely.
That's a lifetime. Make really good impacts and differences.
I mean, my kid doesn't have the best story about being in the Easter egg hunt. He got no eggs.
Oh no!
And then he got lost because we were at a really huge one in Davenport, and we said, okay, just go out when you're done. Just stand there and we'll come and get you, right? Because parents have to leave him, and he's just out there. He got no eggs, and he's just standing out there in the middle of the. He's gonna be super happy that I told the story about him from 17 years ago.
Well, Easter egg hunts. I never really participated in them either. But as we got older, my dad would have the adult Easter egg hunts.
Oh, right. Well, those would be fun.
And he liked just stuffing those eggs full of cash and hid them. He's done it a lot of years now, and I've not been back yet for one of those. I'm kind of jealous of my siblings I get to do because it lives so at home, but. Listen, have fun with your families on Easter.
Whatever it is. My grandma used to make the homemade candy, so the little melted disc stuff, and she would make the marshmallow cream bunnies. She would make the peanut
homemade?
butter. Yes, and the peanut butter eggs. And so my husband at the time was not my husband, but we're dating and we're in college, and he in college has to search for his Easter basket in my grandma's house, and he looks at me and I said, it's totally worth it. Because now, if it was just jelly beans and store-bought candy, it would not have been worth it, at 20 to be digging for your Easter looking for. But I said it's worth it, and he's like,
homemade
okay,
stuff, absolutely.
And it was so good,
That's the truth.
And so I do miss having that homemade candy.
My wife's family does that. Her dad's passed away now, but they used to hide Easter baskets as they got older for the kids. But okay, here's the big debate: do you do Easter dinner, Easter meal anywhere, or do you cook it at home? Or growing up, did you have Easter meal?
We did Easter at our house. We've always done at our house.
What do you have for Easter dinner?
Typically a ham.
Ham? Okay, ham. So there was one of these, I don't know if it was Thanksgiving or Easter, but this last year, my wife, we had a busy year. My wife
and Easter is probably a very busy time in your organization.
And she made Easter dinner, and we got done eating, and she was gonna clean up, give food time to settle. And we had got this dog from my brother-in-law. He was adopting some kids and wanted the dog to go somewhere else for the time being. And that dog got on the table and ate the rest of the dinner, so there was no leftovers.
Oh no!
It was some good stuff too, but yeah. So I know that if you're looking for a place to eat on Easter, of course, your Hy-Vee, absolutely, the restaurant's here, but look around Muscatine. There are great places that will be open on Easter morning, Easter afternoon, that you can have really great meals at for
Right,
Easter.
yeah.
So, yeah. So speaking of eggs and all that, there's this game I wouldn't be let off the hook. I'd never, since I botched the opening of the show, sorry about that, guys, they would never invite me back to do this if we didn't do this game. So if you've watched TikTok or you've watched AFV, there's the game where, did I crack this egg? No, okay. Where you lay the egg out, and I think you're supposed to like tap it after each other, and one person eventually picks up the cup, and whoever picks it up, then the person behind you obviously thinks you're going to smash the cup, but they don't, and they smash the egg instead.
Smash the egg.
So, do you want to play it?
We're gonna play.
We're gonna play.
Chris
So,
told me I had to.
No, I'm kind of nervous. I don't want.
I just got my sweater out of the laundry today.
This, I think I have. Did you really? Oh man, mine's not. I should have this dry clean soon. It's been a while since I have it dry clean. But when I look at these eggs, I get flashbacks to my Thanksgiving night messy for good Thanksgiving leftover challenge, where I have people donate money and they crack eggs and over my head. So it just gives me flashbacks to that. So Chris or Jess, how exactly do you just like hit it after each other and then one person just picks it up?
Yeah.
Okay, now let me get closer because I feel like
I'm gonna stand because you know what?
stand.
I'm the most competitive person in the world.
All right, let's stand. So do you want to go first? I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay. So. Oh! I almost went. All right, you go this time. Oh, okay. Okay.
Hey, we're actually pretty good at this.
We are, because neither of us want to crack the egg, actually. Okay, go fast.
Okay.
All right, I'll go closer. Did I splatter you?
No.
No.
We're all good.
Okay, so there's the egg. I have yolk on my hands now.
Well, it's better than your face.
Better than my face. Yeah. All right, so that's that. So you looking for a fun game to play with your kids? There we go. I mean, that's easy enough. I didn't hit it too hard or it splattered on
No, we did
both
good.
of us. For some
it went
reason,
that way.
It did, a little bit that way, right there. So Easter's a time where you can have fun with your family, make memories. If you need anything between now and Easter to help out with your kids, contact the Salvation Army. We'll be more than happy to help get those Easter baskets, things for Easter. The YMCA has a lot of great things going on. And you heard them from Amy Hessel herself, all the fantastic things that are happening. Let me tell you, not every community has an active YMCA like Muscatine does. So we are very blessed and very fortunate to have not only the great YMCA, but passionate people like Amy Hessel running the programs that are for our kids and our youth. So job well done to you guys and everything you guys do there. I will say that coming up on the next few shows and then beyond, there's going to be some different guest hosts that will be here. Kind of like the Jeopardy thing going on, you know, they have different guest hosts that host the show. So stay in tune, stay in touch. Keep it tuned in right here to the Muscatine Today Show. Check out Discover Muscatine for their upcoming events on their website. The newspaper every Wednesday. Great stories. If you have any stories, listen, if you have any story ideas about things going on that you think are absolutely awesome for Muscatine communities surrounding, let Discover Muscatine know, because they want to know what's happening. They want to get it out there. And thanks for tuning in. And I'll just say this, there's a lot of small businesses in town. There's a lot of folks who are really good at their grind, right? They're really good at what they do. So when you're thinking about Easter, when you're thinking about spring and summer opportunities, think local, all right? And make it Muscatine, all right? It's a good day to have a good day, so I hope you do the same. Thank you, and have a good one.
We just don't work out in a single plane of motion.